All right, so this beautiful spot is Poe Valley State Park. It is actually so warm. There's some kids over there swimming in the lake. It has gotten really warm today. It's almost gone up to 80 degrees. So this is a great time to take my folding kayak out on this lake. This lake is small, maybe 25 acres. So perfect for a quick paddle. I just got it set up and we're gonna launch. So let's get out there and get exploring. All right, so a lot of my viewers have asked me how I get in and out of the kayak and if I can show some footage of that. So I wanna talk about a couple things. If it's the summertime, I will often wade up into my knees. And then what I do is the kayak is kind of like level with my butt, and then I will plop myself in. I call it the Tucktec plop. You can kind of just flat back, put your butt in first, and then swing your legs over. I'm in hiking boots and things today, so I'm not going to be using that method. This is a flexible boat, so you cannot, like, it's not good for the boat if you're in deep water and you step into it. So the best thing that you can do is put your boat parallel to the shoreline like I'm doing. Fair warning, this is not going to be glamorous, but this is how I do it. 1 foot in first, then I will use the paddle, lower my butt in, swing my other foot in. They have a nice little boat launch here at Poe Valley, really easy. And I have my Pro model folding kayak with me today because knowing that when I do lake kayaking, you can usually park really close to like the boat launch area. You don't have to carry your kayak far. I tend to use the Junior more when I have to carry it a little bit further because I like the smaller weight. But I definitely prefer the Pro because I can fit more gear. It's got the footrest and, you know, some bungee storage and things like that. And the difference is the Junior's 8 foot and I think the Pro is 10 foot. So the Pro definitely feels more stable. So that's what I've got out here today with me. So Poe Valley is actually my, let's see, 77th Pennsylvania State Park that I visited. And it's always nice when there's a kayaking spot in the state parks. We really have some fantastic ones in Pennsylvania. I live a little bit far from a lot of the really beautiful lakes, so it's so nice to be out in this part of the state and be able to do this today. It's getting quite shallow. Can I demonstrate with my paddle here? Yeah, so this is probably the shallower end of the lake, so I'm gonna turn. So I'd had some questions from some of my viewers who wanted to see the getting in the kayak process. And I said to the one person, I'm lazy a lot of times. I like to just launch and, you know, bring the tripod with me and not have to go back and get in and out of the boat too much. But I did film that process for you all today. So you'll be able to see how I get in the kayak. It's not very glamorous, but it'll give you a better idea on, you know, what the limitations of this type of kayak. And I definitely think getting in and out of them is more tricky than a regular kayak for sure. While I'm out here, let's talk about a few kayaking rules if you want to launch your kayak in a Pennsylvania State Park. Number one, you have to either have a boat registration or a kayak launch permit. They're $10 a year. It's not a big cost. I just renewed mine for the year. So what's really nice is if you renew it online through PA Fish and Boat, you'll get a temporary paper, and that's what I have with me today. In a few weeks, you'll get it mailed to your house. You'll get the sticker, and they'll affix the sticker to your boat, and then that will be the boat that you're allowed to launch in the Pennsylvania State Park system. So just be aware of that. So it's kind of one of those annoying extra steps you need to take, but when you think about that our whole state park system is free admission, $10 is really nothing. So just make sure you take that step and you don't get yourself a citation for not having your launch permit. The other thing is if you're new to kayaking, just be sure that you know the boating rules and regulations. So I believe in Pennsylvania, you always have to have a life vest on board. Certain times of year, I think it's November through a certain date in April, it is mandatory to wear your life vest. As someone who kayaks in a folding kayak, I just always wear the life vest. I just figure it's one more thing to keep me safe, and they make so many comfortable life jackets and things. This one is really comfortable. It's specifically made for paddling, and when I put it on, it doesn't even bother you. You have really good range of motion in it. So if you're not a fan of wearing the life jacket, make sure you get yourself a better one so you just wear it, you know? There are also a few other weird rules, like you're supposed to have a whistle attached to you on your life vest. So I just tie mine on here so I don't forget it. So just be aware of the rules and regulations where you kayak to make sure that you're not going to get ticketed or anything, and that you're going to have a good time and stay safe. So there's a turkey vulture soaring up there. You can see a little peek of the moon. And then off to my right here, you have the beach area, the swimming beach, a playground, restroom facilities, picnic. So a really cute little park here. This bird is fearless. So we've got a turtle there. All right, so this was a great little lake. Really neat to see that cormorant and the turtles. It's a little bit noisy because there's kids, like I said, swimming and having a good time, which is always nice to see. Not so great for filming, but nice to see kids out in nature. So I have about an hour drive ahead of me, so I'm gonna head back to the dock, get my kayak packed up, and head to the next park. Thank you so much for watching, guys. So I'm done my paddle now, and here's how I get out. What I'll do is pull the boat parallel to the shore. And what's really important to remember is you can't lean on the sides of the boat. They flex. You're not going to be able to put your weight on it to push yourself up. You can use your paddle for a little bit of support. Obviously, you can't put your full weight on your paddle, but what I do is stand up, swing one leg on the outside of the boat using the paddle for support. Then I get the other leg out, and that's a really easy way for me to get out of the kayak. It works for me, but it may not work for everybody. Another thing that you can do is to take the nose of your boat just up on land, unfold it, and then you can walk out. So those are two different ways that you can get out of the Tucktec folding kayak. And like I said, I had some questions from viewers, so I hope you find this helpful. It's a little tricky to film stuff like this by myself, but I took the extra time to put the tripod on land and come back for it. So I'm happy to show you this process, and if you have any more questions, be sure to let me know.